Hello everybody, this is Greg29407, once again playing a game of Destiny, and today we're going to be doing a strike. This is the Will of Crota strike.
Omnigul is the last of Crota's generals. She is the architect of her master's wakening. As long as she lives, the threat of Crota's return will haunt this world. Track her down and exterminate every hive that stands in your way.
So we've picked up a couple of extra players. I just met these guys just now as a pickup group. And this is the final story in the Dark Below DLC. We've already done the three story missions, and now this strike kind of finishes up where we're going to fight Omnigul at the end of the mission. So I played this a little bit earlier today, and I'm just doing the recording over top of it now.
A new hive army is spawning under the Skywatch. This is Omnigul's doing. Find her.
So this mission ended up going over pretty well. These guys are both really good players, and we had a pretty good team going until towards the end where I kind of flubbed up a little bit and went a little loose, but up till then we were doing pretty well. As I always find in these missions, my teammates always play a lot faster than I do. Anyone who's seen my other videos know that I take my time on these missions. Whenever I get on a team group, I'm always like racing around trying to catch up to everybody. I'm usually the last one in the room, but I'm trying to make up for it. Trying to make up for it by doing as well as I can, shooting as many enemies and doing as much damage as possible. So this first room is, of course, from one of our early missions. We first started playing the game, and we reuse some of the assets in the game. I know that after this we do the same map that we had in, I think, the 5th mission in the game. I think this may be for the 4th mission map. So Destiny does reuse a lot of the maps from one mission to the next, but that's okay. As long as they keep the missions interesting and fun, they can reuse the same map as many times as they want. Now, there's a lot of fierce action in this particular part of the game, as you can see. I think I'm doing okay on here. These other guys are again much faster, have better reaction times than I do, but I'm adding to the carnage. Lots and lots of bunched up enemies. A lot of yellows as well. Unfortunately, we were playing Tad the Titan. He's a defender, so his superpower is really just that safety bubble, which is great in some parts, but other times I wish I had something a little bit more offensive. What I'm going to do eventually is get that Sunbreaker super. I'm going to replace the defender with the Sunbreaker so I can throw those flaming hammers, which I think is more fun, a little bit more useful in missions, especially like this. But unfortunately, you can't get that third group of Sunbreaker until, I'm not quite sure. I think you have to do the first mission for the Taken King, which we have a ways to go before we can do that. But then I can go ahead and get that. So we're making our way through to the next area of the map. Of course, we've seen this map before. This is also a pretty good map. A lot of good places to hide, a lot of good places to stay away from the enemies. And this particular time, there's a bunch of enemies coming from all directions. I think all three of us players end up having multiple deaths in this particular mission. I know my deaths come towards the end where I just kind of got a little too aggressive for my own good and did some stupid stuff, but fighting that yellow guy there, I should probably pull out my sniper rifle. I don't know why I didn't do that. If I was in the heat of battle, I just start forgetting what some of my strategies I should be using. But no harm done. But one of our players has went down. That yellow guy came up from behind him, I think so. They're not trying to take me down too. That's some good teamwork. Again, as I've said before, the good thing about some of these strikes like this is when you're on a team, you can be a little bit more aggressive, because if you do die, the mission doesn't restart. You can always get picked up by your teammates. Here's where the blue bubble helps out a lot. Me and my teammates could hide in here and get a little breather, reload our weapons, and have a little bit of protection.
Keep moving, Guardian. Find Omnigul.
So at this point, I was pretty happy with the way the mission was going, and my performance in the mission as well. At this point, it starts to get a little tougher once you go through the next doorway that we're going to have to open up, and that's where the mission really kicks into high gear. And that's when we have some new artifacts and some new sets that they developed specifically for this particular strike. Big yellow.
Purpose is to usher in Crota's return. If she lives, our fight against Crota's armies may never end.
Again, we're moving about 3 times faster than I generally do on one of my own missions, as you can tell. But it's nice to have these backups so we can do this. Okay, so here's the door that opens to get to the big finale part. And this finale part is broken into 2 different pieces. You have a run up to the final room, and then the final room where Omnigul is in there herself. That's where most of our deaths occur. This is generally considered a pretty tough strike, mainly because of that last room, because there's a lot of turns and twists and a lot of oncoming enemies, so it's really tough to get a good shot at the main villain, Omnigul. So I like this because it's a good challenge.
Omnigul, destroy her!
But yeah, if you hate dying in missions, then this is not a good one for you. I generally do hate dying, but since everyone seems to do it quite a bit, then it's like, okay, well, that's just part and parcel. I think this part is where I start to fall behind in terms of my killing. My teammates are running consistently ahead and really doing a lot of good damage. And I'm a little bit slow in terms of catching up in each case. I think that's where they start to pull ahead. Yeah, these guys are fearless, but they can back it up. Alright. Now here's the big final room coming up. And it's not a round room, which is a nice change of pace. No round room. It's like I got a lot of catwalks and things, so it's hard to get a good view of Omnigul. This little area that I'm in now, this little alcove, is a good safe place to be. And generally if you need to reload or just catch a breather, it's a good place to retreat to. There's Omnigul up there. She keeps moving around up on that top catwalk back and forth, so it's hard to get a good shot at her. Very tricky. I think I missed some of these shots with this, with my... Yeah, see? She's moving pretty quick, and I can't get a good angle at her. Oh, yeah. Yeah, if you're going to take a shot at her, don't hit that box in front of her. I blew myself up. That's genius. I tried to shoot her, I shot the big metal box, and the splash damage killed me. Alright, we got her a couple of good shots after that, though. Oops. I guess it happens to everybody. I got a little excited. Okay, there's a constant stream of enemies that keep coming out of different places in this map, so you always got to be careful of your surroundings, because you'll be surrounded in no time flat here. And even where I'm standing at right now, there's that door right there. See, that guy just came up behind me right there. So they'll sneak in behind you like that, and all of a sudden you're getting blown up and you don't know where it's coming from. See, these guys are spending almost all their time right up there with her. They're braver than I am. And once you get a good shooting spot, things will move. Because I got this place for my team, so they can kind of have a place to rest up a little bit. I changed my grenade out too between missions. The one I had before was not really doing much. This new grenade that I've got, it does some area damage, which is nicer. Seems to be a little bit more effective. The other one I was using, I think, just stopped them enemies from doing their whatever powers they were using, which wasn't really getting me very far. So she's coming down. She's about 2/3 down. She's a tough old broad. Okay, now at least I'm using my sniper rifle some again. And she bobs and weaves like a champion. The AI on this character is very, very good. She keeps you guessing the whole time, which I kind of like. Oops, see, I'm getting surrounded. I didn't even see them coming, but they were there. Oops, I need to get out of there. Second death. Again, my teammates are right there to pull me out, though. But unfortunately, I don't get out of there fast enough. I'm trying to run around. Yeah, take it easy a little bit. Oops. 3 times down. That was dumb on my part. That was just really, really dumb. So this guy pulled me out again. That's good. And I almost go down almost immediately. But now we're going again. Shooting it up, shooting it up. Trying to get back to that little safe place. Now here's where I make a big technical error. I'm the last Guardian standing, so I do this thing, which makes a lot of sense. And my other two teammates are both dead. Now, if I know where they're at, it makes sense to go over there and try and save them and revive them and bring them back. But the problem is I don't really know where they're at. I can see the dots over there, but I don't know the specific spot they're at. I think I know. So I'm jumping over here. I think they're in that back corner where I just died, but they're not. So I get over there and realize they're not there, and I don't know where they're at. So now now I'm worried because if I get killed, the whole mission has to restart. I don't want to do that. So I'm running for my life. Fortunately, my teammates brought themselves back to life. They revived themselves. And while I'm running around like a chicken with my head cut off, they go back up there and finish the job.
Agents of Crota's will have been defeated. The Hive will not take this transgression lightly. But you, Guardian, have given them something new to fear.
So we got some more enemies still. So these guys really pulled it more than their weight. They carried me on towards the end of that thing. I just running around doing stupid jump. I was happy with my performance for a part of that, for a good part of that, but towards the end, a little weak. But we did a good job. Now our third member quit immediately afterwards. So I only got 68 kills compared to 142 for the other guy. I'm not sure what the third guy did, but I'm sure he did very well. So that's kind of par for the course for me. You know, I always want to do better, but boy, those numbers are kind of depressing. Had more assists, had a decent amount of precision kills. I don't know. I was in there. I was doing my best, so that's all I can say. So that's the end of that strike. It's a pretty good one. I wish I'd done a little bit better. We're up to level 28 now with 140 light. And that's going to do it. So we finished with Dark Below. This is Greg29407 for Tad the Titan saying au revoir. And we will see you next time in Destiny.